So number 5, the difference between camera angles on magazine and poster. We wanted the audience to gain a more innocent aura from Flora on the magazine, which is why we used a medium close-up to emphasize her sad expression as she appears more young and vulnerable. So reinforcing the fact that there is a girl behind this mischievous character. There is some goodness behind her. So we want the audience to victim identify with her and wonder why, what has led her to become this way. And that will then make them want to read the magazine and find out more about the story, the narrative. So this is as opposed to the poster, which has a more sinister feel evoked due to her hidden face and her wearing a black dress, which connotes impurity. This reinforces the combination of the poster and magazine reinforce her split personalities due to the fact that she is sometimes good but also is bad, and it's illustrated in the trailer also in terms of the psychiatrist scene where she's wearing black and she breaks the crayon when she's questioned about her father, and this juxtaposes with the scene at the start when she's with her doll and she's wearing grey, and it's almost a balanced, calm colour, which contrasts with the dark, evil connoting colour that she wears in the psychiatrist scene. So we have that idea of clashing personas reinforced throughout all media products. Alfred Hitchcock also uses colours through Marion to symbolise aspects of her character, because she's the likeable criminal, and it's like, so when she's getting unchanged and 1 minute she's wearing black underwear but at the start she's wearing white, so then it symbolises that she has sinned due to the fact that she's lied about taking the money to the bank, and she actually took it. So this reinforces the idea that we wanted to retain a conventional aspect of horror, because they often use media language like colours to show meaning in terms of maybe reinforcing elements of the character's personality. So number 6, so this is how they all link nicely in terms of reinforcing that aspect. And number 6, there are aspects within our magazine, trailer and poster which all connote Flora's personality, and this links to real media text in terms of A Nightmare on Elm Street, as the poster in terms of the poster, which has an element of conflict evident through the light and dark colouring, and the villain is in the darkness and the victim is in the light, which straight away informs the audiences that good and dark forces will be clashing in the narrative. So similarly, within our trailer, we had through media language Flora changing between white to black clothes, as I said before, and then the scene with her blowing out the candle to complete darkness to symbolise that her father's death has resulted in her losing a sense of morals, so the bad has taken over. So rather than before, and I said that this is two sides, it's then further explained that the bad has taken over the good, so she's lost completely who she is. So similarly, this theme is represented on our magazine in terms of the crack, also the scratch punk, and the shadow on one half of her face and a lie on the other in terms of our magazine. On our poster, as I said before, this is shown between the two halves of the crack, so, and also the black and white effect. So we've got that sense of the battle between good and evil, so it almost links to Claude Levi-Strauss's binary opposition influences for the creation of all our media products and our narrative, and the fact that they all reinforce that the narrative will involve good versus evil. It's almost a sense of the moral versus the immoral, so we wanted to make that clear to our audience. And number 7, we got the branded font from from Duffont, so it's called Scratch Punk, as I said before, and within the trailer it looks more shaky and distorted, and this is because we wanted to make it more clear that her mentality has been disrupted due to the death of her father compared to the magazine and the poster, but it still maintains that link because they're all the same font. So as I said before, it symbolises the mental state of Flora after her father has died, as she literally feels in pieces. Fastwire font is reminiscent of broken glass, so it links to Psycho 1960 with the split font symbolizing the split personas of Norman Bates. And this font is featured in the trailer, magazine and poster. However, in the magazine, the font color is black, and this is due to the fact that if we made it red, it wouldn't harmonize, but clash due to most fonts in the magazine being red, especially since we don't want to take too much of the attention away from Empire franchise, as we have to make sure our film and their magazine are equally acknowledged, because we could then end up gaining some of their fans since it's a global magazine. This is another reason we included the branded font title for the magazine on Insanity in black, in order to give our potential readers a reminder of our trailer and our poster, as they most likely have seen it already. So it's almost to reinforce, oh, I remember that little girl, oh, that's what it's called. So just to give them a sense of, oh, that's Insanity, and maintain the link of Insanity connoting with the image of the girl that maybe she's insane, maybe there's something not quite right with her. So the doll symbolizes Flora's innocent side, which is why we used it in both the poster and trailer. This is to reinforce who she used to be before she killed her father. So it's the element of two personas once again that we wanted to communicate to the audience. And number 9, the ribbon changes from black and red in terms of an objective meaning signifier. So in terms of saussures, more linguistic, how the audience takes in information. It shows / reinforces the fact that she is a young girl, and signified shows lust in terms of red, which is inappropriate for a girl her age, and maturity through black. So once again, the elements which are reinforced through different media products, so this time in terms of the magazine and the poster and the trailer, so they all have the sense of the ribbon showing different elements of her character, and that she's twisted and that she's dark. So we use the ribbon as a symbol of the breakdown of what a child is meant to be in terms of innocence, and what has she become and what she's become. And finally, in terms of fonts we used Egyptian 710BT on the poster and trailer, and this was non-bold in comparison to the magazine and poster, and this was of the date and the copyright, which appeared at the end in terms of white font. And the slogan was TWCENMT size 18 font. Egyptian didn't look good small on the magazine, so we used this instead. No, on the poster, so we used the TWCENMT font instead, as it looked extremely similar to the readable subfonts that we used, so in terms of the Egyptian font. So we used this on the slogan and the features on the magazine and made it bold. And then on the poster we used SF movie poster font from Dafont, which we made red and white, so it's got that sense of colours linking between all our media texts. For the credits, this was simply to follow the conventional font used on film posters to give it a sense of professionalism we wanted to evoke to our viewers. So we wanted them to know that this is actually a proper film. And the magazines includes Accord SF font, which visually looks the same as both the Egyptian and TWCENMT font, as the font on the trailer and magazine, so it looks similar to them. However, we couldn't get it the same due to it not harmonizing on the magazine, because when we made it bold, it just clashed. It didn't have a sense of working well with the different fonts and the different colors, so we decided not to use it. So however, overall, all the text link as visually they are all similar and encourage readability we wanted for the audience. So in conclusion, I believe all 3 media products maintain a sense of cohesion despite some elements of differences they share.